Hi, and greetings from an unusually quiet and decelerated Mumbai. Now, Mumbai is known as a city which is constantly on the move, very fast paced, a city that does not sleep. Yet, in the wake of COVID-19, everything over here has come to a standstill. There is a lockdown, schools are closed, offices are shut, the stock market is down, people are even scared to come out of their homes. And this is the situation world over right now. And I believe one of the questions we are facing as Christians is how do we, as people of God, respond to this crisis? Now, let me start by addressing one of the most pressing issues for many of us. And that is, could we, as Christians, be infected with this virus? Now, there are a lot of teachings that are going around in Christian circles that claim that this virus cannot touch you if you are a Christian. And so, can we really be infected? Well, let me answer that question by asking some other questions. When the world war took place, when natural disasters occur, when the Great Depression happened, when there is trouble or persecution or injustice, do Christians die? Have Christians died? Have Christians been impacted or affected with all of it? Have Christians had any life-threatening diseases? And I believe the answer to these questions is a loud and resounding yes. So let's not allow ourselves to be fooled by believing that this virus cannot touch us, because it can, it may. We may fortify our houses and take all necessary precautions, but it can still come to us. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not declaring or professing this over your life. I'm just stating the possibility over here. But so what? So what if it does? So what, if I or my family members face the risk or contract this virus? Does it mean our life is over? Does it mean the world has come to an end? Now, let me tell you, even if we face this risk, the virus or the risk does not, cannot, and must not impact the abundant joy, the abundant life that Jesus has promised us in John 10:10. Our life does not become any less abundant because of COVID-19. We are still full of joy, hope, and life because we are still full of the Holy Spirit. And we are still capable of doing good that we ought to do because God has given us everything we need pertaining to life and godliness through our knowledge of Jesus, as we read in 2 Peter 1:3. Now, if you read through history, there comes a time between AD 249 and 262 when there was a pandemic that affected Western civilization. And the city of Rome alone witnessed close to 5,000 deaths in a day when this virus was at its peak. But it was in a season like that that the Christians were serving those who were suffering. Now, I believe that COVID-19 has presented us, the people in this generation, with an opportunity to respond well to the people in our generation. Now, how can we do good? Well, I have some suggestions. Since many of us are at home, maybe we can use this opportunity to call those whom we know, family, friends, church members, just let them know we are thinking about them. Can we help the elderly, those who are at high risk if they move out? Can we help them by purchasing groceries, medicines, running errands for them? Since people are engaging in panic buying, the stock of groceries in the market is running down. Can we help by sharing our resources with those who lack the same? If we are running a business or are in positions of authority in our workplaces, as much as the Lord enables us, can we avoid job cuts and pay cuts? Now, I'm not saying that we should be careless or act irresponsibly in the process. We must take all necessary precautions and safeguard others as well as ourselves. We must obey and support the efforts of the government to contain this virus. But we should not act out of fear but love. Now, I just want to close by telling you this encouraging verse from Galatians 6:9, which says, "Let us not lose heart in doing good, for in due time we will reap if we do not grow weary." So remember, we may or may not contract the virus. However, we will not lose our abundant life in Jesus, and we can continue to engage in doing good. God bless.